Pisces, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Thanks so much for joining me on your May month ahead reading. So I finally moved into my new abode, loving it. Now I can really start the work in earnest with Carol's Universe on YouTube, growing my subscribers, and also, you know, just put more readings on, I think. I don't know what type of readings though, but I've been looking at various spreads that I want to explore with you guys. If you'd like a private reading with me, folks, all my details are below, the website details. I'm also going to be revamping my page, my Facebook page. I don't even know what my bloody login is for that or anything. I never go on Facebook. I should really. I've got a few people that have joined, followed, whatever you call it, but I'm just not really that techie minded into that stuff really. I probably should be. Anyway, let's have a look at your reading, Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of May 2016. Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for those born under the zodiac sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of May 2016. I need the two top cards to show me the general energy for the month. The advice card to show me what advice you have for Pisces in the month of May 2016. And the 8 cards in the centre of the reading to show me the energies, the people and the situations coming in for Pisces. All those born under Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for May 2016. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for May 2016. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for May 2016. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for May 2016. Show me Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me the 2 top cards to tell me what the general energies are for those born under Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. The bottom card, which will show the advice card for the month. And the 8 cards in the centre of the reading to show the situations, events, energies coming in for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me. Right, we're going to split the deck into 3, collect it back up. What I do now is obviously I'll lay the cards as I've always laid them, 2 at the top, general energies, advice card from the bottom and the 8 in the centre, but I don't turn over the centre cards until I've had a look at what the general energy and the advice card is. Just want a bit more time to absorb and just to see if it flows or if anything changes. Also I add what I call to be clarification cards that will tell me what each group of 2 cards could literally be alluding to. So let's put 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom, and the 8 in the middle. You know, I feel the general energy for some of you guys, Pisces, you know, it's amazing with the tarot how the cards can just be so, that can mean so many different things, really can. We've got the Hanged Man showing up in your general energy and the Knight of Cups. I feel that some of you guys might be holding back on something here because the Hanged Man is often the card where we wait and see. It is the card of waiting a lot of the time because whenever I've done this card within, say for example, a personal reading and that comes up, it usually means for my clients that they're either going through a time of adjustment, they might be having to make some form of a sacrifice on something, or they're waiting, they're hanging on, or, you know, somebody comes to me and says, how does John feel about me? You get the Hanged Man. Sometimes it can mean that his feelings are up in the air, or that he's, you know, he's putting time on something for a certain period of time, okay, because he wants to wait and see. He needs to get a more rounded picture, or he needs to be able to look at something from a different perspective. So sometimes this is a waiting card. The Knight of Cups is often the card where we are wearing our hearts on our sleeves. It's an action card. So the Knights are usually in terms of actions, an action that somebody takes. So with the Knight of Cups, usually this is where somebody's offering you something of emotional value. They're showing you how they feel. Okay, they're exhibiting their feelings towards you. So with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups, there might be something about holding back on something here in terms of feelings. I feel it could be an emotional thing, but the Knight of Cups can also be about friendships. It doesn't just have to be love. It can mean that you're offering something of personal value. It can also be a card about travel. Okay, so there might be some adjustments on something here in terms of what one is offering or what one is hoping to be offered. And the funny thing is, the Knight of Cups would usually represent Pisces within the tarot, okay? There are a lot of tarots that believe that the Knight of Cups is actually representative of the astrological sign of Pisces. So this is you guys who might be offering something, all right? But maybe I feel that you're holding back on something here, and your advice card is showing with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is often a card where it indicates some form of anxiety or some form of needing to protect our assets or protect what is ours. Now this is Wands, and Wands is ideas. So when you get a Wands card, it's your ideas, all right? And it's your beliefs, and it's your motivation, and it's your ambition. This is what it's a fire energy. So fire energy runs very swiftly, and also it burns very strongly internally wise, okay? So this is why with the Wands, sometimes you can find that somebody's in a rage. For example, the King of Wands comes up in a reading. Sometimes this can mean somebody who's quite angry, somebody who's quite pissed off, somebody who's got anger management issues even, that type of thing. I feel that as an advice card so far, before I turn over the other cards, it could mean, I mean, the nines are usually the changing cycles, okay? So something's reaching the end of completion for you here. I almost feel like time's running out on something for you here, Pisces, and I don't know why I get that feeling, but I get the feeling that maybe you've held back too long on something, and maybe time's running out, so maybe you need to make a decision on something, whether you're going to move forward with it or not, because I feel that you're holding back on something here. Let's turn over the other two cards. Well, the brilliant thing that shows up is that it does look like then, okay, so what it looks like now in terms of your general energy is that you're being released from a holding time. Okay, so instead of holding back, it looks like you're being released, because we've got the Hanged Man, which shows somebody who's holding back, somebody who's caught in a stronghold, somebody who's limited by their circumstances. But the Knight of Cups rises out of that, and it looks like he moves quite freely. So it could be that you're actually now, instead of me saying that you're holding back on something, you might be looking to be released from it. And we see this because we've got the Five of Swords and also the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands says it's victory after a challenge. So we can see the challenges here with the Five of Swords. And I feel that you've had some real conflict happening with some of you guys, Pisces, okay? And I feel that this might have been going on for quite a while. Five of Swords, okay, so when you're looking at tarot, you've got to look at what part of the human condition does this suit allude to. Swords are action. So it's literally where you're taking an action on something. You see the swords there? You get something like a Page of Swords, somebody with a nasty tongue on them. Somebody who can be a gossip, someone who can be a bitch, or a bit of an asshole. Sorry, bad language. But that's what the Page of Swords can be. Somebody who literally, because the swords are also communication and their thought, it can be where somebody's verbalising their thought processes, okay? The same thing as the Five of Swords, okay? So usually you get that in something like a love reading. It's where there's conflicting communication between couples. Sometimes because it's an air sign and it's to do with our ideas and thoughts, it can be where people are playing mind games with each other. And sometimes mind games can actually rear their ugly head because the words that we speak, okay? So it can be where you're shading someone, so it's shade, no shade, that type of thing. You give somebody a backhanded compliment, but it's meant to be a little bit of a sneer. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So that's what your swords do. Your wands are the ideas that you have and how you move them forward through your energy, okay? So it's the process of moving towards something, but it's not yet manifested, because your manifestation comes with the fruit of your labours, and that shows up in your pentacles. So it shows the results of your hard work, if that makes any sense. So I feel that, you know, for some of you guys, it looks like here you have gone through a stage with this Five of Swords that means I'm not saying there's literally a physical fight, but I feel that for some of you guys it would have been a fight of words. So it would have been between you and maybe one other person, or maybe a couple of other people. And I feel that you come out quite victorious, okay? Because I feel that you released yourself, not so much by what you say, but it's more by what you do, because the wands can also be action cards, okay? And I feel that with the Hangman showing there, maybe there has been, the Hangman can represent a set of limiting beliefs, because it represents putting up with something that's a limiting condition, okay, and just accepting something for what it is. And sometimes that can be good, because it means that you're going along the path of least resistance. When you're consistently, Pisces, trying to fight something, it means that you're kind of going upstream rather than downstream, as Abraham Hicks would say of the law of attraction. But I feel that you want to go downstream. So I feel that it's via your via how you feel that you're able to release yourself from whatever this set of limiting beliefs is, or this limiting condition or situation is. You're seeking to release yourself, and I feel that you do that via your very thoughts and ideas, because I feel that you know, both the Swords and the Wands are action cards. You get passive cards within the suits within the tarot, which are usually your Cups and your Pentacles, and the active cards are usually the Swords and the Wands. So I feel that it's through actions that you take that you're able to overcome a fairly debilitating situation that I'm seeing here within this reading. And I feel that the Nine of Wands, rather than saying that you're on your guard now, I feel that this is more saying that you're coming to the end of a very kind of exhaustive experience. All right, that there is one last hurdle to overcome, and you're there. Let's turn over the other cards. We have the Four of Pentacles showing next. This is the card of security. It can be the card of possession, and it can be the card of being afraid to set yourself free. But I feel in this reading, it shows somebody who's looking quite secure in who they are, okay, and what they have. I feel it's almost like you've held on to something here. All right, I feel there has been some conflictive energy, and it could be where, I mean, this card here could also mean that you protect your territory within the May month, Pisces, because this is a card of defending one's own turf, which is what your Nine of Wands is, okay? And I feel that you do that by the very actions you take, or the ideas that you have, all right? It seems that there might have been a war of words here with the Five of Swords, maybe you, one other, maybe somebody else, but you seem to come out of that victorious, and you seem to be able to protect what you have, because we've got this Four of Pentacles here, and that's really a card about protecting what you have, feeling quite stable and feeling quite secure. We've got the Queen of Cups here. This can also represent you, but it would usually represent a Cancerian individual. But as a water sign, you are water, Pisces. I feel that you are, it's almost like, for me, you seek to hold on to, it's almost like you say, I'm not going to make that mistake again. That's what I'm getting from this Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. I do feel that you're in very much a protective mode in the month of May, Pisces, okay? And I feel that you're protecting your interests. I feel it's almost like you may have learned a lesson here, because the Queen of Cups goes inward, and she goes inwards because she needs to reflect on certain things that have happened in her life. This is why with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, they can be seen as a bit moody, they can be seen as a bit fragile at times, but I feel that you might be feeling fragile, and with that Four of Pentacles, you might need to protect yourself, not just outwardly with what you have, but also inwardly. So I'm sensing here that you're looking to protect yourself, and that's why we've got the Nine of Wands, where you're looking to protect your turf. It's almost like saying, I don't feel the tarot wants to tell you not to trust anyone, but I feel that it needs to tell you in the month of May that whatever this situation is that you've been going through with someone, or maybe a group of people, you need to be on your guard with it, because maybe you've been too trusting with something here. Maybe you got yourself tangled up as the Hanged Man, and you've had to find your way out of something here. Again, we have the Hierophant, and we've also got the Knight of Pentacles. And again, it's a character turning their back on something that's quite restrictive, because the Five of Swords is a restrictive energy. It seeks to either empower us or disempower us. But the problem with the Five of Swords is that sometimes a fight is so futile, and there's no point to it. Because in one moment you win, another moment somebody else wins. And the best thing that you can do in a situation such as the Five of Swords is just to say, you know what, I hold my hands up, let's just let it go, forget it, turn over the page and move on. With the Hierophant, it can be groups. And this is another number 5 card as well. The Hierophant is the major card that represents all of the number 5 pip cards. The Hierophant represents groups, establishments, government, education. Okay? And it's a card about adhering to the status quo, towing the line, going through a regulatory process. Okay? And I feel that you need, even though the Knight of Pentacles is not a maverick card, I feel that you're making progress to removing yourself from that. I do see with this Six of Wands and that Knight of Pentacles, both cards are facing away from 2 number 5 cards. Conflicting energy. Groups that are not serving you, for example. And I feel that you're looking to do that. I feel that you're looking to move Pisces away from a situation in May that has had you bound, that has had you restricted, that has probably involved many people. At the least, probably just the 2 of you. At the most, maybe 3 or 4 people. I feel that there is a group that you are looking to remove yourself from, and you've been making plans to move yourself out of that energy. Okay, but I feel that you're wiser for it. Okay, and maybe for some of you guys, it could be that you're leaving a fairly toxic situation. I see the Hierophant can be a very toxic card, even though it's a card that apparently represents a very clever guru or somebody who's very wise, and it can represent that. You know, you just look at the Hierophant and how he's, you know, I would probably trust the Hermit rather than the Hierophant, to be perfectly honest with you. Just by the way he's all garbed up, look at him. In all his finery, and those 2 people hanging on to every word, because this is the Hierophant's truth, but it might not necessarily be your truth. Okay, so I feel that you're turning your back on somebody else's truth, and maybe that's why we've got the Knight of Cups, that you're following your own truth and you're following your own intuition. Remember, the cups are all about our own intuition. They're about our creative and our spiritual side. Okay, when you get a cup card, it's your emotions, it's your feelings, and I feel that you're following your own intuition and your own feelings, and you're disentangling yourself from this Hanged Man, which would seek to probably have you limited. I feel that for you Pisces, you're letting go of a situation that is not serving you at all, because it's not giving you the freedom that you want. You're probably looking to protect your assets if you're moving or you're leaving a job. You're probably looking at reflecting or going inward and looking at what talents you have, and really kind of going inward and assessing who you are and what you have to give to the world with the Queen of Cups. Really understanding who you are and what's important to you. Oh, the Hermit showed up. That's funny. So Pisces, we have the Ace of Cups showing here. There is the seeds of a new beginning starting up for you. There's something new happening, and it's going to give you far more happiness. Alright? Because I feel with the Hermit, you seek clarity. Alright? You're looking to follow your bliss, I feel, with this reading. I feel this Nine of Wands as your advice card is saying protect yourself, protect your ideas, protect your beliefs. There are a lot of adversaries behind you. These 8 Wands here are people who potentially, it's just like the 7 of Wands, where you've got that guy that struggles with the 1 wand against 6 pointing fingers. Okay? And then you've got the 8 of Wands. Sometimes those can be weapons of attack, the 8 of Wands. And then you've got the 9 of Wands, which is somebody who's absolutely kind of at a point where they're staunch, they're protecting what is theirs, they're on the edge, they're kind of, you know, this card can be when you sense trouble. Alright, so I almost feel that this reading is saying protect what is yours. Alright, if you have a belief, Pisces, within the month of May, stick with it. I do see that some of you guys are turning your back on a restrictive energy. 6 of Wands says that you're turning your back on this 5 of Swords energy. You're trying to overcome something here. Could even be your own self-doubt, potentially, if it's not a group. That Knight of Pentacles looks to make progress towards what he loves and what he wants, because he's facing the Ace of Cups. Same as the Hermit is facing the Ace of Cups. 2 loners, 2 people who are seeking happiness. They're seeking clarity. They're seeking a way forward. They've both got their eye on this Ace of Cups, this new beginning. And this new beginning doesn't involve the Hierophant adhering to somebody else's own thoughts, own patterns, own ways of behaviour. You want to do your own. You might need to be careful with money while you're going through this transitional period. Okay, because if you're leaving a job that was quite secure and you're looking to build your own security, Pisces, what this really says to me is that you're going to need to be quite good with your money. 4 of Pentacles can also be saving money and being responsible with your money, because the Pentacles are all about taking responsibility, being practical. And the Queen of Cups is also somebody who internalises a lot of things, so she does a lot of thinking. She's like the High Priestess. Both cards can represent Scorpio energy as well. So it's going deep, and it's really thinking and evaluating who you are and what you have and what you're about. I do feel that for the month of May, Pisces, the universe is really saying protect your interests. Okay, safeguard what you know to be true. An exhaustive time is nearly over for you, Pisces. Okay, you have had many battles, it would seem, probably with establishment, with people's ways of doing things. But now I feel that you are coming out of this and you're saying, you know what, actually I want to do things in my own way. I feel that you're going to be following your own intuition, which is why we have the Knight of Cups. You're coming out of a time, because we have that Knight of Cups in your general energy that faces, his back is faced to the Hangman. Can you see that? I not only read tarot, I look at direction of cards. So his back is faced to the Hangman. He's telling himself, no, actually, I'm not limited in this. I don't have to put up with the status quo. And the Hanged Man is often a card about putting up with something for the sake of it. Not rocking the boat. It can be a card of adjustments as well, but because we've got that Knight of Cups riding out of the Hanged Man, I feel that this is you guys facing your back on limiting beliefs. Okay, and this is why we have the 6 of Wands, which faces away from the 5 of Swords. This could be an energy with other people. It could even be your own self-sabotaging doubts. I feel that you have the bravery and the courage to turn away from the Hierophant, to forge your own path with the Knight of Pentacles, rather than somebody else's with the Hierophant. The Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit are both facing that Ace of Cards, that Ace of Cups. So to me, this is a new path. This is a new venture you're looking to enter, Pisces. But whilst you're doing it, you have to be sensible, responsible and practical with what it is that you have, until you understand exactly what direction it is that you're going in, which is why we have that Queen of Cups, who is understanding, intuitive and very knowledgeable. To me, the advice for the month is the 9 of Wands. Protect your assets, protect what you have, and protect your ideas. Keep going. This is also a card, the 9 of Wands, about continuing to persevere. So to me, it says perseverance as well. No matter what kind of negative energy might be around you, Pisces, just keep the faith and keep persevering, because it won't last forever. Okay, that is your reading for the month of May 2016. I was going to choose some clarification cards, but I just felt in the end it wasn't necessary for this reading. I feel to me it seemed pretty straightforward from what I'm seeing. But have a great May, and yeah, if you'd like a private reading with me, all the details are below, www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. And thank you for your time, Pisces. Take care.